Hello students. In the previous session, we looked at transition and school readiness, the link between the two building blocks that one must possess for transiting from one setting to another. Learning outcomes. At the end of the module, the reader will be able to understand the concept of school readiness, important attributes required for successful transition in children. There are few skills related to executive functioning that are hot executive functions, reflection and processing speed. Hot executive function. This skill is used in situations that aren't emotionally neutral. It helps children manage emotions where they can use these executive skills to complete a task. For example, an individual might use hot executive function during a competition to keep his or her excitement or anxiety levels in control. This function is also used to resist temptations to achieve a higher or larger reward. Reflection is a process which allows children to notice challenges, reflect on their opinions, and think before they respond. This is a skill which is required during solving problems, working in groups. As children practice this skill, it becomes easier and faster to process it. Processing speed. Children need to go through the reflection process swiftly and effectively to solve the problems for a particular period. Some experts look at this skill as an engine that drives forward how children use this skill to solve problems and achieve goals. The ability to understand emotions, assimilate emotions, to facilitate thoughts and thought processes. Emotional regulations include controlling emotions and modifying it to suit the needs of the group, environment, setting, etc. Emotional regulation goes hand in hand with the social norms and the regulations. Social skills is an ability to engage in reciprocal interactions. It can either be verbal or non-verbal. These skills can help children to achieve various other skills like compromising people, negotiating, working in groups, team skills, following social norms, etc. This skill helps children to follow a certain sequence for an activity. Activities are multi-step tasks which requires children to move from simple to complex matters. Children working on a task will move sequentially to achieve the result. For example, children working on cutting pictures and matching it will start with cutting the pictures, orderly arranging them and matching it according to the given criteria. Difficulty in transition. When children are tired, hungry, bored, or not ready for the activity or not ready to end the activity, difficulty in transition can occur. According to a study conducted by the Hemeter, Ostrowski and Corso in 2012, difficulty in transition is also common when children have difficulties in communication, communication delays, limitations in social and emotional skills, or even intellectual difficulties or disabilities. This can be avoided by planning and considering the needs and abilities of children. In an educational setting, difficulty with transition can manifest in various ways, depending on the child and the setting they are in. Difficulty in transition can take different forms like resistance, avoidance, distractions, or even meltdowns. Children exhibit these reactions when they are overwhelmed by their emotions. This leads to avoiding transition. To avoid difficulty in transitions, educators should support and improve transition at the beginning and end of each day in school. During activities, educators can promote individualized transition in children. Educators must work with parents to curb the difficulty, especially in the beginning days when children first enter preschool. Children exhibit various challenging behaviors which should be addressed in collaboration with parents. Educators can decide on a number of strategies to help children transit from one activity to another and from one setting to another. When children enter school, they compare school environment with their homes. The school environment needs to be like home, which is stress-free and secure. Thus, school settings should be changed to adapt to the needs of all children. Educators must establish a good rapport with children and families. Program planned for children should involve both small and large group activities where children will learn to interact with different students of the same class. The school environment should be such that which will attract children. The environment needs to be child-friendly and conducive, so children likes going to school. In classroom, there are different children with diverse needs and children coming from different backgrounds, belonging to various sectors of the society. The teaching strategy, environment, material used and the schedule can be adapted to the needs and the interest of the children. Schools can be made ready to welcome all children, including children with disabilities, in terms of following infrastructure, daily schedules, programs, strategies used for teaching, environment, indoor and outdoor, materials, student-teacher ratio. According to the theory of zone of proximal development, children exhibit abilities and potentials according to the conditions and situations that are offered to them. Therefore, schools should provide all opportunities and services for children to develop to their full potential. Children, according to their developmental age, are ready to enter school and acquire skills, knowledge which they require for their further growth. Educators and administrators can plan according to the needs of children and help them successfully transiting from one phase to another.